Good morning. Well, as everybody said, our topic this morning is relationships, the heart matured. And I want to start to kind of set the tone a little bit with the conversation between Skin Horse and the rabbit in the little story, The Velveteen Rabbit. "What is real?" asked the rabbit one day when they were lying side by side near the nursery fender before Nana came to tidy the room. "Does it mean having things that buzz inside you and a stick-out handle?" "Real isn't how you are made," said the Skin Horse. "It's a thing that happens to you. When a child loves you for a long, long time, not just to play with, but to really love you, then you become real." "Does it hurt?" asked the rabbit. "Sometimes," said the Skin Horse, for he was always truthful. "When you are real, you don't mind being hurt." "Does it happen all at once, like being wound up?" he asked, "or bit by bit?" "It doesn't happen all at once," said the horse. "You become. It takes a long time, and that's why it doesn't happen often to people who break easily or have sharp edges or who have to be carefully kept. Generally, by the time you are real, most of your hair has been loved off and your eyes drop out and you get loose in the joints and very shabby, but these things don't matter at all because once you are real, you can't be ugly except to the people who don't understand. So this week we are concluding our theme Beyond the Mask and using ideas from the book The Second Half of Life, Opening the Eight Gates of Wisdom by cultural anthropologist Dr. Angeles Arian. And she calls this gate the black and white gate of relationships. And I'm using the word matured in it because we are mostly people in the second half of life, and so we're looking at mature relationships, not necessarily being infatuated and following somebody around after school, So Dr. Arian says this is a gate where we learn to love openly without any posturing or hidden agendas. Love that grows from emotional integrity without restraint or defenses, supports mutual freedom and growth, and opens the doorway to mature love. So it is here at the gates of relationships that we learn, as Skin Horse tells Rabbit, what it means to be real. Marianne Williamson in A Return to Love says, "Relationships are assignments. They are part of a vast plan for our enlightenment, to the Holy Spirit's blueprint by which each individual soul is led to greater awareness and expanded love. Relationships are the Holy Spirit's laboratories in which people are brought together who have the maximal opportunity for mutual growth." So what we may have seen as ugly or difficult relationships may actually be opportunities to see things in us that may be keeping us from our own spiritual unfoldment. Relationships exist to hasten our walk with God. And how can we possibly know love? How can we possibly know God unless we know each other and allow ourselves to be known? Jesus gave us two commandments: to love God and to love each other. And the truth is, we can't do one without the other. When we love each other, I'm getting feedback here. Can we turn off a speaker or something? I'm sorry, but I'm hearing myself twice. It's a little discombobulating. Okay. So when we love each other, we are loving that spirit, the God self, within each other. This is what we say all the time in the Namaste greeting. The God in me, as me, greets the God in you, as you. It's one God, individualized in each and every one of us. And when we love God, it really generally has to be in some kind of a relationship, either within ourselves or within somebody else. Because otherwise then it's just simply a theory and not a real experience of God. Dr. Arian speaks of 3 ways that we express these relationships. It's by our open-heartedness, by our full-heartedness, and by our strong-heartedness. And I know that we all want to be, and maybe we see ourselves as open-hearted, full-hearted, and strong-hearted. But each one of those also has a shadow side. And according to Dr. Arian, along with many others, it is those shadows that keep us from being real. It's our shadow side that breaks easily, that has those sharp edges, and that must be carefully kept. Webster defines open-hearted as expressing or displaying one's warm and kindly feelings without concealment. And I think it also means that we are open to possibilities. We're unafraid to explore new things and new ideas. An open heart sees possibilities. Yeah. It has vision. It has patience. It's wise. An open heart feels comfortable in saying, let's try this. Let's learn something new. An open heart is not afraid. It knows how to endure sadness. It knows how to heal and how to forgive. At its most basic, an open heart is a heart that is not afraid to love deeply. It is not blind to cost or to reason or to practicality, but it's not governed by those factors either. You and I understand that being truly loved and being truly loving means that we need to be vulnerable. That to love with an open heart means that we will be hurt sometimes. Skin Horse was right. And when those betrayals come that break our hearts wide open, we must be willing to love once again and not allow our hearts to close. And that is how we let our edges soften. That's how we learn to bend and not break. That's like that willow branch in a storm. But the shadow side of an open heart is a closed one that is holding back love. And in the second half of life, we need to search for any area of our heart where we are holding resentments, where we're holding anger, where we're holding those feelings of betrayal. We haven't let them go. Because that's what closes our heart. And the one main way to free a closed heart is forgiveness. The Course in Miracles tells us the holiest of all spots on earth is where an ancient hatred has become a present love. I love that statement. The holiest of all spots on earth is where an ancient hatred has become a present love. So forgiveness is not about doing something for the other person. Rather, it is about letting go for our own peace of mind, our own health, our own ability to live in joy. As long as we are not forgiving, we are tied to that hurt. And that distraction keeps us from the blessings that are right in front of us. When I was in Los Angeles, I was in charge of the regional campus of the School of Ministry. And I had literally built it from the ground up and did a pretty good job of it. And unbeknownst to me, there were meetings going on. And the school was transferred from Founders Church to Agape. And the job that I had was given to another woman who had wanted it very much and had done some behind-the-scenes finagling to make it happen. I held a grudge for a long time. And then one day I thought, here I am now, loving what I'm doing where I am. And I don't need to be tied to what it was I did. You know, I did it. and now it's time to move on. And suddenly I had this real sense of love that just flowed over me. And the next time I saw her, and I'd been pretty nasty to her, the next time I saw her, I was filled with love. And she was, it surprised the heck out of her. But we forgive to bring clarity and peace.